Hello students. So in the previous class we were talking about that of the chapter that is electricity and circuit. So in that chapter we have studied about the electrical energy, what is an electrical energy. Then we study about that of the circuit, how circuit is formed, what are the things which is necessary for making the electric circuit. Then what are the different types of a circuit, including that of the open circuit and that of the closed circuit. Okay. Then we started to understand that of the conductor and insulator. Conductors which allow electricity to pass through them. Insulator, they do not allow electricity to pass through them. We came to understand that how the conductor and insulators, we understand that what are the different examples, as well as that how these two work together and what is their importance. Okay, so if a wire is made up of a metal, that is a conductor only, so the insulator used to cover around that of the conductor so that it help in protecting the electrician from that of the electric shock. Like that, we have studied that we suppose a switch is there. So inside the switch, wires are there, and these wires, they carrying the electricity. But the switch is made up of a plastic, and this help the human to prevent, it help in preventing that of the electric shock. So you see, everything which is made up of a conductor, it is covered by that of the insulator so that it will not going to harm to anyone else. Later on, we also studied about the question answers which is related to that of the electricity and circuit and given in the NCERT book. Now today we will start with a new chapter, and that is magnet. So the first thing that came into your mind when I say magnet, this is a magnet. This object is a magnet. So you will say that a thing which attract object towards itself. Okay. In Hindi we used to say magnet as a chumbak. So chumbak is what? The thing which used to attract the other object towards itself. That is known as a magnet. So magnet is what, student? Which attract things. Basically, if you take magnet to that of the iron, okay, so you will see that it will stick properly, or it will get attracted towards that of the iron object. Okay, so if you take the magnet to that of the door handle, okay, then what will happen? It will going to stick to that of the door handle very easily. Okay. But if you take the same magnet to that of the plastic bottle in which you carry the water, then you will say the magnet will not going to attach with it, or it will not going to attract towards that particular object. So on that basis, we can say that magnet is what, student? It is an object which attract the things. What kind of a things? The things which is made up of iron, which is made up of a nickel, which is made up of a cobalt, which is made up of a steel. So all the things which is made up of a iron, steel, nickel, cobalt, all the things, they are attracted towards the magnet. Okay. Now magnet, if we talk, basically magnets, they are made of iron, steel, or other alloys of iron. So you see here, students, magnet is what? Which attract things of that of the iron, steel, nickel and cobalt. And these magnets, they are basically made up of iron, made up of steel, or that of the other alloy in the process of magnetization. Magnetization, what is magnetization, student? Converting a material to get the property of the magnet, that process is known as magnetization. Now see here, if suppose we take an iron, so you see, if an iron is there, and if you take another iron and you try to make them to attract each other, is it possible? No, they will not going to attract each other until and unless they have the property of the magnet in it. So what we will do, we will take an iron and we make that iron, we give the property of the magnet in that iron. That process is known as magnetization. So magnetization is the process in which we take the iron, the steel, or any of the alloy, any of the metal. Especially if we talk about the alloy, it does not include all the metal, but some of them. So you try to understand if a iron is there, if a nickel is there, if a cobalt is there, or steel is there. So if we take any of these material and we start giving the magnetic property, if we start inserting the magnetic property in that particular object, that process is known as magnetization. And in this process, the iron, the steel or nickel or cobalt, whatever you have taken in the process of magnetization, will show the property of a magnet. Okay, so magnetization is what? In which the object shows the property of that of the magnet, and this process, this property is actually given to that particular object. Now if we talk about the magnet, students, so basically if you see, magnet are of different shape and sizes. It can be small, it can be long, it can be a large magnet. Okay, totally depends, and we use the different magnet on the basis of our various purpose. If the use of the magnet is in a large scale, then we use a large magnet. If it is in small one, then we can use a small magnet only. So you see here, student, magnet are made in a different shape and sizes, so that they can be used for different purpose. So for different purpose, different shape, different sizes of the magnet is used. Now a bar magnet is there, student. Let me tell you a bar magnet. I'll show you that what is a bar magnet. Is a long rectangular magnetized bar of iron or steel. Now again the term magnetized came, student. It means iron and steel is magnetized. It means it get converted into a magnet. That particular magnet, we called it a bar magnet. So here in this iron or in this steel, we are giving the property of a magnet in it by the process of a magnetization. Then we say that it acts like a bar magnet. So bar magnet is actually a rectangular magnetized bar of a iron or a steel. So basically it is a bar of iron and steel which get magnetized, which undergo the process of magnetization and behave like a magnet, and that particular magnet, we called it a bar magnet. Okay, so magnetization is what, student? Converting an object, an iron object or steel object into a magnet. It means that particular object, after undergoing the process of a magnetization, start behaving like a magnet. That is a magnetization. You have taken an iron bar. If you had taken an iron, okay, so you have taken an iron bar. When you take that iron bar, and this iron bar, when goes to the process of a magnetization, after that, after this process, when you take the same bar, iron bar, then if you try to take that iron bar and try to stick to that of the other iron object, you will see that it will start attracting the other iron object, which shows that it starts behaving like a magnet. Okay, so first of all, you had taken an iron bar, you make it to undergo a process by which it starts acting like a magnet or showing the property of a magnet. Okay, so that process is known as magnetization. So bar magnet is actually a magnetized iron bar or that of the steel. Okay, students. Now you see here, this is a magnet. This property of the magnet, it used to attract the things towards itself. That is a magnetism or a magnet. Now if we see the second one, so you see here, students, that magnet are of many types, although they all are having the same property, that is a property of attracting the things towards itself. Okay, so some of the magnets, they are a horseshoe shape. So we will give the name for it, that is horseshoe magnet. As you can see here, student, this is a horseshoe magnet. Okay, horseshoe magnet. So this is the shape of this magnet is like a horseshoe. So we had given the name that is a horseshoe magnet. Then you will say a U-shaped magnet also. So this one is the U-shaped magnet, students. Sorry, this one. So you see here, student, this is a U-shaped magnet. It is a U-shape. So this is a U-shaped magnet. Then a cylindrical magnet is also there. So you see here, student, this one is a cylindrical magnet. This is what, student? This is a cylindrical. This is shape of a cylinder. So we had given the name that is cylindrical. It's totally depend upon the shape. Whatever the shape of that particular magnet, we had given the name accordingly. Okay, if it is a horseshoe shape, we had given the name that is horseshoe magnet. If it is a U shape, then we had given the name that is U-shaped magnet. If it is a cylindrical, then we had given the name cylindrical magnet or rod magnet. If it is a bar shape, then we had given the name that is a bar magnet. You can see here, this is the bar magnet, student. Okay, one north, one south pole is there. We will discuss later about this. Then if it is a button shape, so you can see here, this is a circular or that of the button shape. Let me show you. This is the button shape or that of the circular. Then it may be a ring shaped magnet. So you can see here, student, this is a ring magnet. So a ring magnet can be a horseshoe, it can be cylindrical, it can be a bar magnet or rod magnet. Okay, or it can be a needle magnet. When you see that of the magnetic compass, student, in that one a needle is there which shows the north and south. When we will discuss about the magnetic compass, then you will come to understand that in compass a needle is there. In magnetic compass a needle is there. That needle actually behaves like a magnet, and that will help in giving the direction. You have heard that magnetic compass is basically used in showing the direction of that of the sailors. Okay, so the magnet which is present in that of the magnetic compass is actually the needle magnet. It can be ring one, it can be horseshoe, it can be oval shape. Cylindrical magnet is also there, students. Okay, or a bar magnet is this. So all the different types of a magnet is available, and their shape and sizes, they varies, and they are used in a different purpose. Okay, according to their shape and sizes, they are used according to that. Now if we talk about the discovery, that how the magnet came, how we came to know about a magnet, how we understand that yes, this is an object which is having the property to attract towards itself. Okay, we know that a lot of metals are there that we obtain from the ground, okay, from the crust of the earth. Okay, but how does this magnet came? How we came to know that there is an object in the earth which is having the property to attract the things towards itself? So basically, if you say, student, if you see the discovery, so there was a shepherd and his name was Magnus. Okay, and he was living in Greece. So he used to take his herd of a sheep and go to the nearby mountain for grazing, and he would take a stick with him to control his herd. This stick has a small piece of iron attached at one end. So you see that he was a shepherd and his name was Magnus. Okay, so basically he used to take a stick, and the tip of the stick, or you say that one part of the stick, it consisting of a iron, or it is made up of a iron. So he used this stick with him to control the herd of the sheep. Okay. One day what he observed, that he was surprised that he had to pull hard to free his stick from a rock on the mountain side. And it seems that if the stick was being attracted by the rock, The rock was a natural magnet and it attracted the iron tip of the shepherd's stick. It is said that this is how natural magnet was discovered. So what happened while doing so? He was having a stick there, students, and that stick he was having, that was consisting of a iron also, which is attached at the one end. So one day he was sitting at the rock, and while doing so, he kept his stick on that of the rock on which he was sitting. When he was about to go, then he take this stick back, and what it is, they found that the stick, the iron portion of the stick, is properly get stick to that of the rock. Okay, so he was totally surprised that why is it so that the stick was attracted towards that of the rock on which he was sitting. So basically you can say that from there itself it came to understand that yes, there is an object, there is a material which is having the property to attract the thing. So we can say that from there only the concept of the natural magnet it comes. Okay, so the rock on which he was sitting, it was actually a natural magnet which was showing the property of attraction by attracting the small piece of iron attached to one end of the stick. Okay, so basically it was a natural magnet which attracts the iron tip of the shepherd's stick, and by which we can say that this natural magnet or that of the magnet concept came forward, and we start working on it, start understanding what is it. Okay, so this is the discovery, and since his name was Magnus, so the name was given as a magnetite, and from where this magnet term came. So this was what? This was the discovery of that of the magnet. Now if you see the magnet, the natural magnet, students, so natural magnet is actually a magnetite. So in magnesia, rock contain a large number of a black stone which has a power to attract pieces of iron. So in magnesia, students, the rocks were there, and that rocks, it consisting of a black stone, and these black stones are having the power of attracting the pieces of iron towards itself. Okay, and that black stone which is known which we take from that of the rocks in magnesia, that is known as a lodestone or the leading stone. Okay, so today that the lodestone that we use is actually the mineral magnetite, which we represented by Fe3O4. Okay, so student, you will understand that this is a compound which we call as a mineral magnetite, and this mineral magnetite, it is found in many countries, and it is actually the black stone which is having the power to attract the pieces of iron towards itself. Now if you see the magnetite, students, so magnetite are having the power of attracting the pieces of iron towards itself. So basically what happened, when you take a thin strip of a magnetite and when you suspend it from that of the thread and make it to rotate freely, then what you will see, the small piece of a magnetite which you had taken and which you had bind it, or which you have suspended it from a thread, then what you will see that this magnetite, even it is suspended and it rotates freely, so it always align itself in the same direction, and that direction is the north and south direction. Now let me make you understand about this. If suppose a magnetite is there, magnetite is what, student? The natural magnet. Okay, the natural magnet, that is the lodestone, okay, or the leading stone. So the magnetite, we had taken a piece of a magnetite. That piece of a magnetite, we will bind it with the thread and suspend it freely. Okay, So when you suspend it freely, then what will happen? It starts moving up and down. So after that, what will happen? It starts rotating freely, student. So finally, after rotating, it will comes to the same direction every time. Whether you are suspending it from the opposite side or from the another side, doesn't matter at all. Okay, if it is suspended freely, and when you leave it like that, then what will happen? When you suspend it from a thread and the end of it can rotate freely, at that time you say that every time the magnetite which is suspended, it will align itself in the same direction, that is north and south direction. So if it is suspended freely, rotate freely, so it will always align itself in the same direction, and that is north and south direction. Okay, so because of that, you can say that one end of the freely suspended magnetite strip always pointed towards the north direction. And due to this property, it means, student, if we have taken the magnetite and we make it to freely suspend, every time it will adjust itself to show the north and south direction, always aligning itself in the same north and south direction. So because of this property of the magnetite, this freely suspended magnetite, it was these strips are basically used by the sailors in the ships to find the direction in the olden time. Why is it so? Because it helped in pointing the north and south direction. So this magnetite, as it helped in pointing the north and south direction, the sailor, they use it and understand that this freely suspended, when they take that of the magnetite and freely suspend it, then they understand that it is the north one, it is the south one, and the rest of the two will be the east and that of the west direction. So basically this magnetite help in showing the direction, north and south direction, and thus it is used by that of the sailors to see the direction. Okay. Now since the function of that of the magnet is to find direction, and that is why the name is given to it, which is lodestone. Lodestone, it means leading stone. Leading stone, it means which gives direction to that of the particular person. Okay, so which shows the direction, that is the leading. Leading means what? Leader, which shows the direction to you, that is a leader. Leading stone which shows the direction to you, that is a leading stone. And because of the property of this stone to show the north and the south direction and help the sailors to find the direction, this stone is known as a lodestone or the leading stone. Now the piece of the magnetite rock are also known as that of the natural magnet. So this is the natural magnet which has been extracted from that of the earth crust, and there they find that this rock is having the property of attracting the thing towards itself. Okay, this rock or this magnetite rock, if you take a small piece of a magnetite rod and when you freely suspend it, then you find that it shows the direction also, that is the north and south direction, as well as it will help the sailors to find the direction while they were traveling in the ship. And because of this property, this is known as a lodestone, and lodestone means leading stone which shows the direction. Okay, and this lodestone, this piece of a magnetite rod, is actually a natural magnet. Now students, when we talk about the magnet shows the different behavior with different materials. Okay, it means it can be attracted to one of the material or it can repel the other material. It means it gets attracted to one of the object, so it cannot be attracted to the other object. So on that basis, on its behavior towards the magnet, all the materials around us is basically grouped into two types: magnetic material, non-magnetic materials. So you see here student, all the material can be divided into two groups: magnetic material which are attracted by the magnet and non-magnetic material. The basis of their behavior of the different objects around us, whether they are attracted towards the magnet or they are not attracted towards that of the magnet, they are divided into magnetic and non-magnetic material. Now we will start with that of the magnetic material. So if you see, student, a material which get attracted towards the magnet, that is a magnetic material. So you see here, the material which are attracted by the magnet is called magnetic material. So you see here, the material which are attracted by the magnet is the magnetic material. So what kind of a material are there, student, which are attracted towards the magnet? So the first thing that came in your mind is iron. Iron, steel, nickel, cobalt. All these things are what? These are the material which are attracted towards the magnet. So the things which are attracted towards the magnet or the material which are attracted towards the magnet, we use the term for it, and that is a magnetic material. So iron, steel, nickel, cobalt, all these are the magnetic material. Now if you see the objects, although we had discussed about the iron, steel, nickel, cobalt, so the things which is made up of these substances, which is made up of iron, which is made up of a nickel, which is made up of a steel, which is made up of a cobalt, all these things supposed to be the magnetic material. So what are the material like that? Like nails, paper clips, sewing needle, hairpin, paper pin, drawing pin, safety pin, knife, scissors, spade, all these things. You can see the examples here also, students. So nickel knife is there, or a coin which is made up of a cobalt, or a steel spoon is there, because you know that the steel is also a magnetic material, or a iron nail is there. All these examples are what? It's a nickel, cobalt, or a steel, or iron. All these things, they are a magnetic material. They are attracted towards that of the magnet. Okay, students? Knife is there, blade is there, scissor or a safety pin is there. They all are attracted by the magnet. So such kind of a magnet, we use the term for it, and that is a magnetic material. If we talk about the object which is made up of the nickel and cobalt metal, they are also attracted towards the magnet, and hence they are also a magnetic in nature. So all the object which is made up of a steel, nickel, cobalt, iron, since they are having the magnetic property, since they are attracted towards the magnet, so the material which is made up of by these materials, these objects, that basically we can say that these are the magnetic material. Now if we see about the non-magnetic material, so it's very easy to understand, student, the things which is do not get attracted towards that of the magnet. Magnetic material was what? That the things which, or the object or the material which are attracted by that of the magnet, that is a magnetic material. If we talk about the non-magnetic material, students, it's a non-magnetic material. Okay, so if it is a non-magnetic material, student, then we can say that the things which are not attracted towards that of the magnet, that is a non-magnetic material. So the objects, material which are not attracted by that of the magnet, that is a non-magnetic material. What kind of a material are there other than that of the other object which are a non-magnetic material? So all the material, because we had discussed, student, iron, we had discussed nickel, we had discussed cobalt, we had discussed steel. So all these objects were what? They were attracted towards the magnet. So all the material which is other than that of the iron, other than that of the steel, nickel, or other than that of the cobalt, they all will be the non-magnetic material. So material which is associated, which is made up of iron, steel, nickel, cobalt is actually a magnetic material, and the material which is not made by all these is actually the non-magnetic material. Now, what are the different examples of a non-magnetic material, students? So you can see here, wood is there, or a plastic is there, rubber, paper, glass, leather, thermocol, copper, aluminium. Although these all are what? These are the metal, students, but they do not show the magnetic property. So we cannot say that all the metals is actually the magnetic material. No. The metals which shows the attraction towards the magnet is a magnetic material. The metals do not show, they comes under the non-magnetic material. Okay. So aluminium is there, brass is there, lead is there, stone is there, diamond, graphite, charcoal, water, skin, bone, all these are what actually a non-magnetic material. So paper, glass, plastic, rubber, wood. If you take a wood to that of close to that of a magnet, will the wood get attracted towards it? No. Will the magnet is there to stick on the wood? No. Or you take a magnet to that of a paper, only paper. I'm not saying that you will take a two magnet just below and above to that of the paper, but only one magnet. Is that magnet will going to attract it or going to stick to the paper? No. Or if you take a glass and you take that of the magnet and try to attach it with that of the glass, is it possible? No, because that is a non-magnetic material. Or you take a plastic. The plastic substance, it can be anything. A plastic spoon is there, a plastic cup is there, a plastic bottle is there. So when you take the magnet to that of the plastic spoon or a plastic bottle, you will see that the magnet is not going to attach with that, which shows that it is not attracted towards the magnet. Okay, and thus this material is actually the non-magnetic material. If we take a rubber, student, rubber also, when you try to attach the rubber with that of the magnet, even then also you will find that it will not going to attract towards it, and thus it is a non-magnetic material. So magnetic material which is attracted towards the magnet, non-magnetic material which do not attract it towards that of the magnet. So you see here, students, all the non-magnetic material, whether it is a rubber, is a eraser, is a copper wire, is a aluminium wire, or a utensil, leather, shoes, these all are the wood shaving is there. Wood shaving is the things which we get after cutting or after sharpening that of the while giving shape to that of the wood. The things, the wood which comes out from it, we call it a wood shaving. Okay, so we'll explain about wood shaving in later. So leather shoes, wood shavings, all we consider them as a non-magnetic object. And if we try to convert a non-magnetic material into the magnetic material, it will be not possible. Okay, but the iron, steel, it is possible to convert them into a magnet. Okay, students.